much everyone tonight. If not, we'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is closed at this time, ladies and gentlemen. We will open the floor to members of the Board of Freeholders for their comments. We'll begin with Freeholder Shinangulo.
Thank you, Director. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you coming out here tonight and sticking this long. We have heard all your comments, and we are, as a board, we need to discuss and further this because it is important, and it's an important issue that we will collaborate with. Also, I just wanted to let you know that we are having a lot of the weather is kind of finicky, so please make yourself, safety is paramount throughout this county, and I'm a freeholder that oversees Department of Public Works, and I just want to make sure that, if you see a plow truck out there, make sure that you're 6 car lengths away from it so that you're not you're not hit with all the salts and debris. And also too, please give yourself a lot of time if there is a lot of snow or sleet out there, because you never know, and winter has not been ended, unfortunately. I think there's only 17 more days until spring. I think our director, John Wallach, would know, but we're hoping for spring. And also too, I'd like to reflect on the last night's event, the Freedom MLK Freedom Award. It was one of the most inspiring, compassionate event that I have attended, and I want to thank Frank Philippek Jr. for a great event last night. It was so inspirational, and I hope that everyone continues that. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Freeholder Rodriguez.
Thank you, Director. Well, first of all, I'd like to, even though they're not here, I'd like to thank Mayor and Council of Barrington and the community of Barrington, because Barrington is always a very, very hospitable and very nice place to come, where the community coalesces nicely. So I'd like to begin with that, as I usually do. To the audience that has been here, those of you who have, I don't know a lot of you, but I know some people in the audience, those of you who know me know that for me, cultural tolerance is not acceptable. Mm-hmm. Cultural tolerance is not acceptable. You have to embrace cultural differences. Tolerance means you're just putting up with it. I don't believe in that. I think that's not acceptable. We need to embrace it. And so, as an educator, I've always fought to ensure that is the reality in which we live. And in the Department of Health and Human Services, this is a word that I use constantly within our realms, and I use always, because I know that it's not going to happen overnight. It's something that needs to be taught. It is a paradigm shift that we need to accept in our current society. And right now, unfortunately, the climate in which we exist is so negative, and it's so painful, and I see the suffering that happens. So I want to thank you, first of all, for coming out. I want to challenge you to take that message further. This is one board. There are other boards that you need to take this message to, because I have been working very closely with my school district to ensure that this type of message gets through and is communicated throughout. But it's from what I'm hearing, there are other areas where that message needs to continue to be communicated. So I will challenge you to do that. And again, as Freeholder Shinangulo has indicated, we will be looking at what's here to make sure that it is doable. And if it's doable, then we can of course do what's appropriate and needed. I do want to remind everyone that it is flu season. Flu season is very bad.
Yes.
And while Camden County was probably one of the last in the state, we are now on the high level as far as our flu. So it is still, CDC guidelines still encourage vaccination. For those of you who need vaccines, you can go see your doctor, you can go see a clinic. The county does have clinics, and we do still have vaccine available if you so need it and you can't afford it. Belmar is one of our clinics but you do have to schedule an appointment. So if you still need vaccine, please make sure that you get it. Our populations that are most at risk, of course, are our seniors and our children, especially those 0 to 4. they, our 0 to 4 need to be vaccinated. It's very critical because they're very high risk, and flu can kill, okay, it can. So please, let's make sure that all of our little ones are taken care of, our seniors are taken care of. And again, Camden County does provide free vaccinations to those who can't afford it, so please reach out. And the other thing, on a lighter note, I do want to share some good news, because we have to have some good news. I got a report from our Camden County Technical School superintendent, who is present, so she's heard your message. That's Pat Fitzgerald right there. And what she has informed me is that in Camden County, we have such an amazing program in Camden County Technical School. It's absolutely amazing. We right now have a 12th grade medical arts student who was just accepted to Princeton University. She has already completed approximately, or by the end of the year, she will have completed at least a year at Camden County College through the senior option program that we have there, available to about 4 different programs. We also know that our Gloucester Township campus girls basketball team won the Holiday Classic basketball tournament. We have a 12th grader who received $20,000 in a high school leadership award from Widener University and NBC 10. That is Violeta Olavaria, and she's from Camden City. And our Pensacola boys basketball team is currently 10-0. They just won their last tournament. So amazing things happen. Very holistic education, and I want to share that with you. Very good educational system. The academics, the sports, it's very well-rounded. You can get an early start in college. We have a very, and also real life skills, which I think is really critical. Something that we mentioned that our kids are not necessarily always getting. They get those life skills. So with that, I just want to let everybody know that we do have an open house. If you know any 8th graders who are interested, we do have an open house on the 7th. Both campuses will have it from 6:30 to 9. So if you know anybody who might be interested in Camden County Technical Schools as an option, let them know that we have this open house coming up very soon, so they can see what kind of program we have at each of the campuses, and maybe get to meet some of the professors and students that are at the schools.